Because here, the vast majority of the population is Latino, and as Ron sees it, they need protection.
This is one of the poorest communities in the country. The poverty rate here is extremely high. We have a lot of our undocumented brothers and sisters in this community, and it's under attack. And so we have to be able to have an organized resistance, and this is organized resistance.
This morning we are patrolling in our neighborhoods in South
The
Central.
Trump administration has accelerated immigration raids across the city in the last week and has been accused of stirring tensions by deploying more than 4,000 military troops here.
While we have not seen ICE presence in the neighborhood this morning, we have seen military vehicles.
There are multiple teams on patrol, live streaming on social media.
Hemos pasado por diferentes escuelas en esta área.
When they locate ICE activity, they assemble blocking roads and making noise to try to prevent operations often carried out by stealth. The immigration raids have sparked mass protests across LA since Friday. There have been clashes with the police, hundreds of arrests, and the mayor has declared a local emergency. But in South Central Huntington Park, they want to keep things peaceful. 95% of people in this area are Latino, and they are scared.
I know people that have been separated from their families, and it's causing them to become anxious, to become scared. They don't want to go out in the streets. They don't want to send their kids to school anymore.
They're just getting everybody. Doesn't matter if you're a citizen, doesn't matter if you're born in this country. They don't care. If you look a certain way, they're gonna get you.
17-year-old Enrique feels that fear too, even as a US citizen. He lives in his 2-bedroom bungalow with his granny, his mum, and his 2 siblings, and goes to the school where Ron teaches when he's not patrolling the streets. Today is graduation day.
Well, now I feel a little nervous every single time I walk outside. I'm a U.S. citizen, but even then, that still doesn't completely guarantee that I'm gonna be safe.
You are graduating today into a world which is pretty much upside down. How does it feel?
It's pretty scary, to have people going out for you, looking for people like me and the rest of my family.
Enrique's mom, Claudia, moved here from Mexico. She works 6 days a week to support the family. She pays her taxes, she has her papers. So how does she feel?
Pánico, estrés, tristeza. Yo he mirado muchas personas que no quieren salir, tienen que ir a trabajar y tienen miedo, entonces es muy feo, el sentimiento es triste, es decepcionante, es preocupante, es feo.
Still, having those papers means Claudia feels safe enough at least to watch her son graduate. ICE agents have become a common feature of the school gates in LA and cities across the US where they wait for undocumented parents.
So far, no activity. We know about 2 hours.
Ron has had multiple reports of ICE presence outside graduation ceremonies across the city, so he's back on patrol.
Unfortunately, a lot of the parents and family members of our students have decided to not come to graduation today, which is really, really sad. As a teacher, and I know how hard these students work, it's really sad to see that they can't have their family, their mothers, their fathers, join them on a day when everyone should be proud and celebrating.
2 decades after moving to the United States for a better life, seeing her son graduate epitomizes Claudia's American dream. Some happiness and hope for families living in constant fear of the next raid. And as the protests continue on the streets across LA, that fear has turned to anger, driving communities to an edge that will be hard to come back from.
Now we're going to turn rather to the growing tensions in the Middle East as there are new fears this morning. Israel is ready to launch a military operation against Iran.
Hell yeah. Here's another example of a selfish Trump voter who had his construction business raided in Florida and is asking Trump to legalize undocumented workers now.
So I really didn't want to do a video on this, but I've been asked by quite a few people what I thought about the immigration stuff happening at job sites all around the state of Florida. Here in Tampa, Tallahassee, I've seen it everywhere. I've seen a lot of the videos, and it seems like a lot of people are just yelling and they're mad. I don't understand why this is happening. I don't understand it either. It's not what I voted for. I voted for the criminals to be removed, 100%. But
Dog, what are you saying? You think there were 20 million criminals? Like 20 million, because that's the number Trump claims. That's what he wants to deport. He kept saying mass deportation.
there are a lot of hardworking immigrants in this country that are building this country. Going back to when I started building the Hard Rock, 85% probably immigrants. All hardworking people providing for their families. Talk to them, get to see their kids on their phones, hear them all interact, have great days, loving what they do. I've been to the trade schools here in Tampa. I don't see how we fill these positions. It's going to cause construction to collapse here. It worries me. I'm in a good position right now with the 2 custom homes I have coming up this year, but ultimately the shoes are not going to be filled by these people getting rushed out of here. So I'm not going to copy everybody else on this video here. I've got a solution. The solution, President Trump, is to not deport these gentlemen right away, these hardworking gentlemen and women that have been removed from these job sites. Get them legal status somehow under a work visa. Background check them. Do whatever you need to do to make sure they're not criminals, but let's get them legalized in a rushed form or fashion.
Wow. I feel like I'm reacting to myself. Wow. That's crazy. What a quick turnaround, dude. Wow. Who would have foreseen this, dude? Chat. If only there was someone who was just constantly fucking talking about how the solution to undocumented migration, which is not even a fucking real problem to begin with, but the appropriate solution to this fake problem that the Republicans have claim is a massive problem is to actually document these people. I also told you that the moment this comes to their fucking neighborhood, they will very quickly realize that this was fucked up. They will realize that it's fucked up for, one, the humanity of it all, the inhumanity of it all, because these are dudes that he's friends with, you know, people whose families he's met. And if he doesn't recognize the humanity of it, or the inhumanity of the situation, he will certainly recognize the financial outcomes. For months, I told you that this was going to happen if Trump wins. I told you that the Democrats not positioning themselves as defenders of migrants was going to only cause people to believe that the Trump administration's agenda was true. I said it every single fucking day.
That's what needs to happen. That's the right thing to do if you care about America. It's the right thing to do because construction is the biggest industry. I'm sorry, healthcare. But we all know I won't go to health. I don't do that here. Construction is the biggest industry in this country. And you're ripping the people out of it. Robots are not coming soon enough to build this stuff. You can only build so many 3D printed homes, and they need people there to manage those too. So Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, the solution, not the problem. We all know what the problem
revolution.
is. The solution is to not deport them. Get them legalized as soon as possible with the proper background checks. If they have to go, they have to go. But these are hardworking people that are building this country to provide. So I really didn't want to do a video on this, but
I hate that. I don't. This is the least appealing "I told you so" moment of all time. Both on the basis of like Americans coming to this recognition, but also the dangers of not counter messaging that would cause so many fucking dumbass Americans to lose sight of how devastating it is to dehumanize migrants this hard. Donald Trump is now underwater on every issue, including immigration. Okay? And this is the most popular he will ever be on the issue of immigration. Today is the most popular Donald Trump will ever be on immigration. Tomorrow, he is going to be less popular. New AP NORC poll, Trump has a 39% approval. Overall, minus 21. On immigration, minus 7. On the economy, minus 22. On trade, minus 22. On climate, minus 22. He's underwater. The only fucking issue that he's like basically 50-50 on is the trans stuff. And it's because that's the only issue that there isn't even enough like public backlash. I'm not going to say the Democrats have actually positioned themselves against Trump's immigration agenda until now. And even then, they're too little and too late to the game. Day late, a dollar short. But the popular discontent is the reason why his approval ratings are going down, because people are seeing how cruel this shit is. Zoomer gets deported but immediately returns. Oh, I saw this. I love this video. I don't think it's real, but I think it's fucking awesome. Anyway, hold on. Let's watch this.
Trump, me wanna say thank you to you for deportation me to Mexico and give me 1 week's vacation. My boss never give me. Thank you for deportation me back to my country. 1 week I be back in U.S. Okay.
Not me in the Coyote van headed to the crossing point. This is the reason why I think it's fake. Got deported, but I'm on my way back. Not me in the Coyote van headed to the crossing point is what led me to believe that this is a fake video, okay?
It's $1 million phone, know we really get it in. We just met on last week, tryna throw us what we spend. In Miami on the beach, she tryna do me on the scene. In the club, got them racks on me, nigga throwing it underhand. Put dough on the fly, all the trap niggas popping out. Tryna place an order, nigga, we at the other house. Pull up, double law stars in the city. I can't wait the summertime, give it to him, really been chillin'. Walk around, chain dangling everywhere. LB trainers, damn near got every pair. I don't need no help, put it on. I know what the white is, that's another 100. Ain't my money, nigga, I don't care. I just signed the deal, still posted in the trap house. 100 balls in, nigga, 100 balls out. No boo on the beach back in South Dallas.
So, my point is this, okay? Let me explain something to you. I know this is a fake video. Having said that, if a motherfucker is this desperate to go back to his job, he deserves to be here more than 1 million Americans, okay? That's all I'm saying. Like, can you imagine being deported and being like, no, I have to get back to the fucking job site, dude. Sorry. I got work to do. You know what I mean? He wants to be here more than 1 million to 10 million Americans. Why are you showing fake videos? No politiques? I mean, it's a funny meme. That's real work ethic right there, okay? Get a bunch of these fucking racist baboons out of this goddamn country and literally give these guys their citizenship, okay? If you are some dumb fuck, inbred hick who is scared of his own goddamn shadow, get out of the country. There are people who want to be here and who will work to be here far more than you. That's what I'm saying. Do a 1-to-1 swap. Okay? Deport them. Incredible stuff, man. Did the vote on deporting U.S. citizens end up going through for real? Wait, what? An example of you saying this pre-election? Please be for fucking real. There is literally no reason for the Democrats to be this close in any of these fucking states. Like, Americans are definitely manic when it comes to their sensibilities in terms of voting. Like, they are of two minds at all times. They'll say, we want amnesty now and we want it for all migrants. And then they'll, in the same breath, say, we want to fucking deport every migrant in this goddamn country. They're all rapists and drug dealers. Okay? Having said that, however, like, there are obvious disparities with some of this polling in terms of, like, the way that Trump is getting fucking, clobbered. Also, who won the debate? First poll came out. Ed O'Keefe from Flash CBS News poll finds 42% at JD Vance. The party is a joke. MB, 4 not dead Dems who could have voted no were not there for the vote. A Dem fumble with many fathers. Rescissions package passes. Another vote that might have failed had 3 elderly Dems not died. Terrible clip. He had to skip over it. What? Skip over it? I'm not skipping over it. We're not going to watch the whole thing, okay? And it's not. I've directly talked about the issue of migration and American attitudes on immigration and the Democratic failure a million times over. It's a VOD, chatter. It's not a clip. You want to watch all 9 hours?